Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital spoilers. Heather's shocker from Pentonville. Inmate's new request throws Laura for a loop. General Hospital. Spoilers reveal that Heather Weber, Allie Mills, will apparently summon Laura Collins, Jeannie Francis, to Pentonville for an important conversation. Of course, it's possible Laura will decide to pay Heather a visit on her own, but the result will be the same either way. Heather was shocked when Curtis Ashford, Donald Turner, stopped by the prison last month and delivered the news about Laura fighting to have her case reopened. He should so recall that Heather vowed to shut Laura down, so that may be what her upcoming request is about. Heather has had even more time to mull over Curtis' words and all the pain she's caused. As a result, Heather may stand her ground on the idea of being right where she belongs. There's a good chance Heather's request will involve pushing Laura to just leave all this alone and stop fighting for anything that might lead to her freedom. Of course, Laura may remind Heather that she wasn't thinking clearly during her reign of terror as the Hook. Cobalt poisoning may have been a big reason why, especially since Heather has been a lot more rational ever since she got a new hip replacement. Laura may argue that Heather deserves to have her case looked at again with all the facts considered, but Heather might insist she doesn't deserve that at all. Heather could continue to wallow in regrets and act like life behind bars is all she's worthy of. Once Heather updates Laura on Curtis' visit and the guilt trip he brought over Trina Robinson's Tabiana Ali turmoil, Laura may feel the need to reach out to Trina herself. Spoilers indicate that Laura will indeed seek Trina's point of view during the week of July 8 to 12. Trina has been standing against Heather's opportunity for freedom, but could Laura say anything that might change her mind? Laura might play the Ace Cassadine, Jay and Joey Clay card and act like it'd be better for Heather's grandson if she wasn't locked up, especially if that ruling was made unfairly. Whatever the case, Trina could start to shift her perspective soon, so we'll see if she winds up relenting on this legal fight. Laura might get Trina's approval on continuing her efforts to help Heather in the end. Our predictions hint that Heather could indeed score her freedom down the road, so don't miss all the drama her eventual release could bring. For now, General Hospital spoilers say Laura will be thrown for a loop over Heather's request, so stay tuned to see her next move. The sterile air of Pentonville carried a sense of foreboding as Laura Collins walked through the prison's dimly lit corridors. The echo of her heels on the cold concrete floor amplified her anxiety. Heather Weber, infamous for her cunning and unpredictable nature, had requested this meeting, and Laura couldn't shake the feeling that it was more than just a routine visit. Laura reached the visiting room, its drab walls and scratched plexiglass partitions, creating a stark contrast to the vibrant and bustling world outside. She took a deep breath, steeling herself for the encounter. The guard opened the door, and Laura stepped inside, her eyes immediately locking onto Heather's. The inmate sat with a sly smile on her face, her eyes gleaming with a mixture of mischief and hidden knowledge. "Laura, so good to see you," Heather purred, her voice dripping with a fox sweetness that sent a shiver down Laura's spine. "Heather," Laura replied curtly, taking a seat across from her. "You wanted to see me. What is it this time?" Heather leaned forward, her smile widening. "Oh, Laura, don't be so cold. I have something very important to discuss with you. Something that could change everything." Laura's skepticism was evident. "I doubt you have anything that could surprise me, Heather. But go on, I'm listening." Heather's eyes glinted as she reached into the pocket of her orange jumpsuit and pulled out a folded piece of paper. She slid it across the table, and Laura hesitated before picking it up. Unfolding it, she found a series of cryptic symbols and a hastily scrawled note. "What is this?" Laura asked, her curiosity piqued despite herself. It's a map, Heather said, her voice low and conspiratorial. A map to something buried in Port Charles. Something that could reveal secrets long thought forgotten. Laura's brow furrowed as she studied the paper. What kind of secrets? Heather chuckled softly. The kind that could bring down powerful people. The kind that could turn your world upside down. Laura's mind raced. Heather was known for her manipulative schemes, but there was a glint of sincerity in her eyes that was hard to ignore. Why are you giving this to me? What's in it for you? Heather leaned back, her expression thoughtful. Let's just say I have my reasons. Maybe I want to see some old scores settled. Maybe I want to watch the chaos unfold. Or maybe, just maybe, I'm feeling a little altruistic. Laura's instincts screamed at her to be cautious, but the lure of uncovering hidden truths was too strong. And what do you expect in return? Heather's smile turned predatory. I want out of here, Laura. I want my freedom. And you're going to help me get it. Laura's heart sank. You know that's impossible. You've committed too many crimes, Heather. There's no way I can get you released. Heather's eyes narrowed. Then you'd better find a way. Because if you don't, I'll make sure this information never sees the light of day. And believe me, Laura, you don't want that. The weight of Heather's words settled heavily on Laura's shoulders. She knew she was being manipulated, but she couldn't deny the importance of what Heather was offering. The secrets buried in Port Charles could change everything, and the thought of letting that opportunity slip through her fingers was unbearable. I'll see what I can do, Laura said finally, her voice filled with reluctance. But don't get your hopes up. This is a long shot at best. Heather's smile was triumphant. That's all I ask, Laura. Just give it your best shot. And remember, time is of the essence. As Laura left the visiting room, her mind was a whirlwind of thoughts. Heather's request was outrageous, and yet the possibility of uncovering buried secrets was too tantalizing to ignore. She knew she would have to trade carefully, balancing her desire for the truth with the need to protect herself and those she cared about. Back in Port Charles, Laura immediately set to work, enlisting the help of trusted allies. She shared the cryptic map with Anna Devine, hoping the former spy could help decipher its meaning. Together, they pored over the symbols, piecing together the clues that Heather had provided. Days turned into nights as Laura and Anna delved deeper into the mystery. They discovered that the map pointed to an old, abandoned building on the outskirts of town, a place long forgotten by most residents. The building had once been a hub of activity, but now it stood as a silent witness to the passage of time. With a sense of trepidation, Laura and Anna ventured to the location, armed with flashlights and a determination to uncover the truth. The building's interior was dark and foreboding, its walls covered in dust and cobwebs. As they explored the labyrinthine corridors, they stumbled upon a hidden room concealed behind a false wall.